In the wide, trembling heat of the desert, where sunlight pours over the sand like molten brass, and the wind moves in slow, rasping breaths, a quiet civilization awakens beneath the dust. It is a world carved not by chance, but by intention, grain by grain, decision by decision, generation by generation. Here, beneath a land that seems barren to careless eyes, the harvester ant rises each dawn to continue a saga older than the dunes themselves. Their story begins in the hush before morning, when the sky is still a pale wash of silver and the desert feels like a held breath. Deep underground, a labyrinth stirs. Chambers polished smooth by tens of thousands of tiny bodies. Tunnels plunging into the earth like veins feeding the heart of a hidden empire. The colony may hold 10,000 individuals, sometimes more, and every one of them knows the shape of its duty through the quiet language of pheromones. To step into the world of the harvester ant is to step into a realm ruled not by size, but by precision. Their queen, heavy-bodied and ancient, waits at the center of this subterranean kingdom. She is the mother of all lives here, capable of surviving 3 decades or more in a land where few creatures last a fraction of that time. Around her, workers move with delicate intensity, grooming her, feeding her, tending the eggs that glisten like tiny pearls in the dimness. Even in darkness, this colony breathes with purpose. When the first blade of light slips over the horizon, the workers ascend toward the surface. Their tiny feet brush the tunnel walls, lifting faint clouds of dust, and as they emerge, the desert is revealed in all its harsh magnificence. Towering cacti stand like sentinels. The cracked earth glitters with mica shards, and the air shimmers with the promise and threat of heat. The foragers step into this world not with fear, but with practiced readiness. They are the gatherers of seeds, the harvesters of the unforgiving wild. Their purpose is as old as the deserts of the American Southwest, the grasslands of Mexico, and the scrublands of North Africa where their cousins live. They walk in narrow lines that seem almost mathematical, mapping the world with invisible chemical trails that guide one another across distances far larger than their own bodies can comprehend. Seeds are their lifeblood. Some are delicate grains carried from annual grasses. Others are hard, armored kernels torn from shrubs. A worker may haul a seed 10, 20, even 50 times her own body mass across scorching sand. Her mandibles clamp firm, her legs push through the heat, her body becomes a silhouette etched against the blinding morning light. And from every direction, others join her, forming living rivers that pulse with purpose. Though each ant moves as an individual, together they shape the ecology of entire landscapes. Harvester ants aerate soil, reduce competition among plants, disperse seeds, and feed a chorus of predators, from lizards to birds to the iconic horned toad that stakes its survival on this tiny but formidable race. As the sun climbs, tension gathers like a storm. The desert becomes a forge, and every living thing must navigate its fire. Temperature can soar past 50 degrees Celsius, a lethal threshold for many species. But the harvester ant is no stranger to this crucible. Her body is built for endurance. Her cuticle reflects sunlight. Her behavior, timed with uncanny biological precision, presses every advantage. They forage heavily in the cool hours, race against the rising heat, and retreat underground before noon unfurls its merciless wings. Yet danger does not come only from the sun. Rivals stalk the same sands. Pogonomyrmex and Novo-Messer species clash in silent wars that erupt with the suddenness of lightning. A lone forager may freeze mid-step, tasting the scent of an enemy on the wind. A pheromone trail heavy with warning. If she ignores it, she may not return. And there are greater threats still. The brood chamber, deep below, is the pulse of the colony. Within it lie the larvae, pale and soft, fed with carefully curated seeds ground into nutrient-rich paste. Worker ants tend them with tenderness that feels almost paradoxical, in a world of constant peril. They gently rotate the larvae, clean them, feed them, protect them. Every seed brought home is destined for this inner sanctum where future generations grow one breath at a time. But predators and parasites covet this treasure. Antlions wait buried in conical pits, their jaws open like rusted blades. Assassin bugs prowl with needle-like proboscises ready to strike. Even the blister beetle larva, a creature no larger than a grain of sand, deceives its way into the nest by mimicking the pheromones of the queen. If it succeeds, it will feast on the brood from within, a silent ruin disguised as kin. Still, the colony endures, for endurance is the signature of the harvester ant, unyielding, stubborn, unbreakable. When a seed cache is full, workers bury it deeper, layering chambers like the storerooms of an ancient citadel. Some seeds will be eaten within days, others months later, and a few will remain untouched long enough to germinate inside the nest's humid chambers. Tiny green eruptions of life that the ants prune but allow to grow just enough to cleanse mold from their walls. Under the right conditions, these subterranean gardens help stabilize the humidity and temperature of the brood chambers, turning the nest into a self-regulating oasis beneath the dust. By late afternoon, the desert exhales and the heat begins to ebb. Foragers return in long, weary columns, each carrying the triumph of another day. They step into the nest, exchange information with nestmates through antennae that tap like whispers, and vanish into the tunnels. Above them, the sky bleeds into hues of gold and amber. A kestrel circles once, then glides toward its roost. A jackrabbit bounds silently between sagebrush shadows. The world softens for a fleeting moment, but deep underfoot, the colony roars with quiet life. As night approaches, another drama unfolds. Winged elates, princes and princesses of the colony, prepare for their nuptial flight. They have waited months, sometimes years, for the rare desert storms that summon them. When thunder cracks the stillness and rain batters the earth in wild, ecstatic sheets, the elates surge upward, bursting from the nest in a shimmering storm of wings. For a moment, the air is thick with their bodies, driven by instinct, by hunger for sky, by the ancient command to create new kingdoms. Males will die within hours. Queens, if they are fortunate enough to land and burrow before predators catch them, will start new lives beneath the earth, shedding their wings and becoming the luminous heart of a future dynasty. When dawn returns, the cycle begins again. The desert, ever ancient, ever renewed, greets them with both hostility and beauty. Harvester ants march into its vastness, not with arrogance, but with the humble certainty of creatures that know their place in the grand design. They are architects of soil, sculptors of plant communities, and threads in the immense tapestry of survival woven across continents. They are small, yes, fragile even, but together they bend the fate of landscapes. In the quiet hours when the wind barely stirs and the last glimmer of twilight settles over the dunes, the colony rests in a steady heartbeat beneath the ground. And in that heartbeat lies the truth of their story. That greatness is not measured in size or strength, but in endurance, cooperation, and the fierce devotion to life in even the harshest corners of the earth.